I got a whole different respect for farmers, bro. I have seen and witnessed the hustle for myself. Did y'all hear about what happened down here with the farmer in the South? Now, I do not know everything. I don't know if all of this is true, but what folks have been saying is that for 5 straight years, this farmer didn't miss. Like every season, his fields stayed green, his fruits came in heavy, and his vegetables were sold out before they even touched the market. Folks drove from counties away just to buy from him, shake his hand, and ask questions on how they themselves could begin personal gardens and also farming. The same people who once believed in him were the same people who also waited for the day that he was going to fall. Everything changed one spring. The weather wasn't even acting right. The rain came late, and before the crops could really establish themselves, wild animals was coming visiting and slipping their way into the property, eating rows of vegetables that he had spent months planting. Trying to save the season, the farmer went and borrowed produce from another farmer until he was able to fulfill his orders. He figured that this was going to be a way for him to make back his harvest. Instead, half the produce spoiled before he could even sell it. That investment turned into another loss, and for the first time in years, he looked across his fields and wondered if he was watching everything that he built disappear. As if that wasn't enough, back home, his baby mama decided to pull up on him and dropped his daughters off. So now, not only was he responsible for tending to crops, but he also had to take care of his 4 daughters solely on his own. Now he wasn't just trying to make sure that the farm stayed alive, but he was trying to raise all 4 of his daughters who weren't even old enough to take care of themselves. Every morning, he chose to check the land, checking between irrigation lines and making breakfast, right? Everything he began to worry about, be stressed about. And while the girls were there, he had to work under pressure. He didn't know if he should take them out into the sun where it was extremely hot or leave them at the house by themselves. Sometimes he was overworked and tired that he would come home and go straight to sleep in his work clothes, his boots and stuff. I'm telling you, he said he was stressed. He was stressed out to max. He had to go to a visit, right? He ended up going to visit his doctor, who told him, look, you really need to take care of your health. You need to slow down. Blood pressure is not something to play with. But slowing down for the farmer wasn't an option. Bills came, crops still needed tended to, something to play with. But slowing down for the farmer wasn't an option. Bills came, crops still needed tended to, children was going to be the best thing for him to do. It was nearing the end of the summertime, and here comes another problem. Months before, he had decided that he was going to be a speaker on a panel about agriculture. In the South, this is taken seriously. There's a lot of people who want to start farming. One day, the day had arrived for him to appear for the panelists. He hadn't got much sleep, but he said that he was going to make his promise. He kept his word. So he decided to show up, tired, exhausted, whatever, not even prepared for his, what he was going to present. He didn't have any produce to offer anybody. He still showed up. The moment that he walked into the building, he had regretted that he had even showed up. Everybody was looking all dressed, damper down, razzle-dazzly, crisp boots, fresh hats, clean shirts. They looked like success. But he himself was stressed. He didn't even want to stay. He wanted to just leave. But He stayed. The whole time that he was there, he just said whatever. Whenever it came time for him to speak, they called him up to the stage and he tried to wave them down. They said, no, come on up. We want to hear from you. He get up there, he grabbed the mic, and he said, I really ain't got much for y'all. I have to tell y'all the truth. I almost didn't come. This season has been rough for me. And while he's explaining himself, people just staring at him. They're just looking at him. They're quiet. Instead of pretending that everything was perfect, he simply told the truth. He said, wherever you are, start. Start wherever you are. You got a small patio, start. If you are shared space, start. Plant anyway. Doesn't matter. Don't try to follow the trends. Do the best that you can. And whenever the heavens open up, that there will be harvest. There will be enough for you. When he finished, people applauded him. But he walked away, feeling like he hadn't even had much to offer his people. And by the end of the week, folks were talking. He got word, oh, he ain't all that. He ain't all he said he is. He do all that capping stuff on social media. Did you see how dusty he was? Did you see what he had on? Did you see that he didn't even really give anybody anything? He said that he was going to do this and do that, right? Hey, nephew. So he's talking about farming and he don't even have nothing to show for it. I know farmers in the east side that's doing way better than him. I know farmers on the west side that's going way harder than him, right? He's losing everything that he said he is, right? He just wants some pity. He wants people to buy into all of his stuff, whatever. The gossip spread it faster than the truth could ever. One evening, tired of carrying everything by himself, the farmer had decided to go and sit with an oracle, right? He decided to consult Orunmila for all of his stress, right? He didn't go to the oracle to ask for a come up, ask for any riches or anything like that. He didn't go because he was angry and wanted to get back at the people who was talking cash money cockeyes about him. He said, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Why does it feel like everything is falling apart? Why does it feel like everybody's asking me for stuff? The demand is heavy. And Orunmila answered through Odi Owonrin. You have more than enough. You have more right than you realize. Your harvest has not failed you. Your season has not yet arrived. Do not allow frustration to destroy your patience in preparing. Stop measuring yourself by the future and stop measuring your future by everything else. This Odu came with instructions. The instructions was that he had to make offering in honor of Shango. And with the offerings, it was to be given bananas on the roof of his home to protect his property. And he was told to make these offerings to strengthen the entrances and exits of his home. He said that the guardians were keeping him protected throughout the crossroads, watching over his household, his family, and his produce. He was warned not to give away his labor. This knowledge, his crops, his tools, nothing was to be given away without compensation. Your generosity is a blessing, Orunmila told him, but nothing given to people will ever be respected. It is, in fact, a form of disobedience to give your blessings away freely. With that information, the farmer complied. He obeyed every instruction. He followed through with everything. There was no arguments, no fuss, no shortcuts. He stopped worrying about what everybody else was doing, what everybody else was saying. Every morning he woke up, tended to his crops. He cared for his daughters. He prayed over them. He prayed over his land. He did his meditations. He venerated his Ori. And then he went back to work, head down in his business. He did not quit. Anybody who had anything to say to him, he quit over explaining to himself. To other people, he quit trying to over elaborate and seek validation externally. He continued to water his crops as Orunmila had told him to do. Then something wild happened. Without him realizing it, a terrible drought settled across the neighboring counties. Trucks stopped delivering produce, distribution centers emptied, grocery shelves became scarce, farmers everywhere watched their fields dry up. Markets closed early because there wasn't enough food to sell. Folks who seek for food realized that there wasn't enough and they were hungry, and suddenly, things just was hard to really find. There was no vegetables anywhere to be found. So the farmer had decided, I know what I'm going to have to do. I know what I'm going to have to do. The farmer had decided that I know what I'm going to have to do. I know what I'm going to have to do. The farmer had decided that he was going to do is use this opportunity to help those in need, help those who are going through an issue. So he decided that he was going to open up his farm and allow for all those people to come in and to shop with him. To come in and to shop with him. Welcome to the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate you. So all of the people who had something to say, all the people who had thrown dirt on his name, right, decided that's going to be the person that's going to assist. That's going to be the one that's going to be able to get our shelves stocked, to get our inventory back, to get food on our table, right? So they showed up, trucks lined up with their hands out, asking the same person that they talk cash money caca to for help. Ain't that the irony? Ain't that the irony? Ain't that the irony? Have y'all ever noticed somebody? Have y'all ever witnessed this in your own life? Right? The live is heating up. Have you ever witnessed the same people either try to drag your name, throw shade on you, be the same ones that come back around asking you for favors? Asking you for favors. So, paying attention, you notice it. I never, ever, ever get hung up and wrapped up around individuals that pretend they don't see you when they see you. Watching your every move, clocking you, imitating you, playing and pretending like they supporting you, but then come back around and doing the same thing that these people did. Even trying to find ways to throw distractions to throw you off your path. You know that the farmer's hella busy. He got all these responsibilities. The season is slow for him. And here you come, throwing your weight and your pressure on them, not even considering all that they may have to do. And it's not just farmers. This is a lot of people. You in school, you might be trying to, focus on a project. You might be trying to go for a sport or something like that. But you feel like at home, all the responsibilities is being weighed upon you. Or you're trying to plan for your birthday or something coming up, and you seeing that, money not coming in, or mom and dad not, showing up, right? They're not speaking on like what's the next move, what's the plan's gonna be. So you realizing that you're gonna have to do this all by yourself. And then here come some extra responsibilities showing up. Or it might be just simply in trying to get things sold, move things, something simple in your life, whatever it could be. The farmer was feeling it. He was feeling the pressure. He didn't feel supported, and ultimately he felt like people had abandoned him. He didn't feel like there was any reciprocity for him, right? And that nobody was, clocking in, like, come help your boy out. He didn't realize it though. He didn't realize that he also was not the only person that experienced things, and that even though he was going through his season of stuff, sure enough, later on, eventually, other people too was going to have a season where they were going to experience a drought. He didn't even realize it. He just said, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to go figure out what it is that I need to do to better my situation. He went, consulted Oracle, prayed about it, and he got information as to what he needed to do next, and he got busy. That's called locking in. That's called locking in. And he got so busy locking in, doing what he was told to do, that he didn't even know that the rest of the world was going through so much other things, so much other stuff. Thank you, nephew. He did not realize that the rest of the world, too, is going through things as well. When they put up on him, it's like, have you not heard about the drought? It clicked in his mind like, this is the perfect opportunity. I am behind on bills. My kids got to get ready for school. This is a perfect opportunity. If I can give to others, then surely enough, then things will be given unto me, right? This is the perfect opportunity. I say that I want reciprocity. I feel that I'm not being supported well. Instead of the farmer being bitter, like, they ain't look out for me. Well, what was they when I needed them? No, he said, scratch that. Like, y'all need something from me? I got y'all. And he opened up his farm. And one by one, they all came through. One by one, they came through. They talked about how stressed out and things were being for them throughout this drought. They talked about the shortages. Obviously, there was desperation throughout the markets. The word was spreading all throughout the regions. Those same people who laughed now needed your boy, okay? He fed them. He did not disobey Ifá. Every basket that he had, every shipment, every consultation, every farm, everything that he could, every farm lesson that he ever had gained, he was now able to share. He was now able to spread it. He loved teaching. So he was able to go ahead and teach those people how to go about starting their own farm, how to go about investing in land, how to go about investing into the tools and equipment that was needed in order for them to get started. He felt so fulfilled by being able to share. At one point, he was collecting seeds. People needed seeds. He was like, finally, there is a use for these seeds. People need these seeds, right? Finally, right? But not only was he being generous in this moment, he also was obedient and not giving things away freely. He was told that by giving things away freely was a sign of disobedience. As a steward over his land, right? He's given this big responsibility to be a steward over his land, and that in order to see, right, return on this investment, there was no shortage or no way that he was going to be able to give freely and not require any type of compensation. So he had to charge the people. Now, not only was he, giving things away, but he had to charge. And there was some people who were a bit salty about it, right? They were a bit offended, whatnot. So they all like, oh, so you gonna charge us? This stuff, this is land, this is natural. So you gonna charge us now? And the farmer just smiled, right? And he said, I'm not charging because I'm being greedy or selfish. This is not, you have to change your perception, right? I am honoring the word that saved me, that saved my home, that kept my children fed, that kept food on our table, that covered us whenever we needed it. If I dishonor what heaven has instructed me, I lose the blessings that feed us all. People don't realize how one little small thing, right? One small thing, it might be minute to you, but that one small thing can account for so much
So much. Okay, so all of it is about like perception and respect, really. But one by one, they all start to understand. Even the people who once mocked him now respected him because they finally realized that, this is essential. This is important. Can't nothing be free. Like, this is hard work that he's putting in. He has a whole family, children under 10 years old that he has to care for. Right? None of this stuff is free. In order for him to keep his farm in rotation, how else is he going to make the money, make a living off of what it is that he's doing? The man they once criticized was the same man that was feeding their family. So they all took that into consideration. And this right here is how the spirit, the message of Odu Owonrin teaches us. Never mistake a delayed harvest for a failed destiny. Once you are giving your word in the promises of Olodumare, the promise that you make to Olodumare, to the land, then you should carry it all the way through. Never throw stones at the hand that feeds you. We heard that before many times, right? Because one point later on, you're going to need them. You're going to need guidance. You're going to need comfort. You're going to need a listening ear or something. So whatever that is, in whatever aspect that it might be, never throw stones, and never ever bite the hand that feeds you. Instead, you should stay patient. Stay patient throughout all of your seasons, even if it doesn't make any sense, right? Because you do not know if your harvest is coming. You do not know when, and you do not know how great that blessing may be for you and those around you. You don't know how it will affect you. You don't even know how it may affect how someone else's blessing could affect you. So it's best to be patient. Do not be in haste throughout any seasons. And for damn sure, do not throw people under the bus. Right? Don't try to condemn other people and convict other people, because you never know really how that is going to affect you. When Ifá gives instructions, don't argue with that. Don't rush it. Don't try to alter it, manipulate it, right? Don't even try to improve it, because Ifá is going to provide. Ifá is going to guide you. Ifá is true in the way. These are true principles to life. Simply obey. Because when your season finally arrives, you will not have to announce your harvest, right? The harvest will speak for itself. I love this parable. I've sat and meditated on it for a while, and I was just thinking about various times where I myself and other people who are in the tradition have been insulted and even accused, right, for charging for services. They're like, oh, this is spiritual services. How are you going to charge us for spiritual services? Oh, this is organic. This is of the nature. How are you going to charge us for something that comes from the land? Because it takes time to grow it. It takes time to care for it. Some people, you need water to even care for it. How are you going to charge us for information? We could look it up. We can go to Google, but you didn't. You didn't do that. And so because you didn't do it, someone else did, you think that it's to be given just because you feel entitled for it? Or you don't know what a person has to go through in order to acquire the knowledge that they have or the experience that they have. You don't know the hungry nights. You don't know the amount of pressure or even criticism. You don't know how a person might have been ostracized because they chose a path, or because they may have made a mistake and then later on learned from the mistake and decided like, hey, I'm going to show people, what to do if this ever happens to them, or I'm going to show people how to approach learning a skill, a trade, or a living some way. I'm going to show them a better way to approach it so that they don't go through the depths that I have already went through. Like, I've already gone through it. How can I find a way to teach this and also be compensated for it? And then people think that it just comes easily. And, because I don't look like what I went through, you think that this was easy for me? Like, you don't know the family that probably turned on this person's back. You don't know the record that they may have. Matter of fact, I'm sitting outside right now of a event that's happening this morning where people are coming, showing up, trying to get their records expunged. These are not just no dusty, dirty, bum-ass people. These people that are living real lives day to day, that need resources. They are probably being restricted from certain resources, or restricted from accessing certain things just because of their record. But these people have families that they got to care for. They got properties and bills and stuff they got to take care of. But they probably went through, I can only imagine the amount of people who probably went through something in their lives 3, 5, 11 something years ago, that's hindering them from being able to be great, and they are trying to make a living. Like, look in the parking lot, there's a whole bunch of people out here. I'm sure that they are well equipped with a bunch of knowledge. I'm sure they have families and stuff that they got to care for, parents that they got to see after. And so they have to, take care of their business, go get their records expunged, and B, find a way to move forward in life. I can only imagine the amount of people that are inside of this building right now who also went through a similar situation, and they're now trying to find a way to get people to expunge their records because they know just how much of a hindrance it is for them to move forward. I'm out here this afternoon because I came to volunteer. I also am a person who have expunged records. I know how to expunge the records of people. Get that removed off of there because it is a hindrance. I know how much it has impact, but you think that I'm going to do it for free? Nata. So I'm just saying, bye nephew. So I'm just saying, like, these are the things that reminds me of a farmer, somebody who is, I ain't saying I've been no criminal or nothing. I know how to expunge a record though. But I'm just saying that a farmer knows how to farm and do what they need to do in order to eat, in order to put some food on the table, in order to tend the soil, right? And make sure that not only they eat, but everybody around them eats as well. Anywho, that's my sermon of the day. Let me know what you think about Odi Owonrin and how it relates to you. I'm going to get this video uploaded to YouTube, and then I'm about to go inside. I'm going to go and help these folks learn a bit of things too. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Also, it's the 1st of August, so make sure you do your rituals, your first of the month rituals. Get that house clean. Get that protection laid out. Ashe, Odabo.